Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You know, sometimes the NFL reminds us, like, just how damn good it is, right? Sometimes you need that reminder because earlier in the day, the 1 o'clock games sucked, right? They sucked. The 1 o'clock games sucked. And I'm sitting there watching these 1 o'clock games, the two games on locally, right? And I'm sitting there going, okay, Seattle's a playoff team, might be the top seed. That's cool. Carolina, and then you had that other shit show, that Colts-Jags game. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know if were you guys doing the same thing? I was sitting there going, hey, this is cool. 3 of these teams are going to be playoff teams, and our team's sitting at home. That's cool. It's a good time. Sounds great. And in the meantime, that other team, you know, with the 78-year-old quarterback, the other team,
No Man River.
they've got the same record as us. Good morning. How you doing? Then the NFL changed it on a dime. The Eagles-Bills game was outstanding. And in my mind, it was proof positive that, yes, you can watch a defensive battle and still enjoy it. And the Eagles are getting back to, being the Eagles. That's what they do. It's frustrating. It's what we didn't do. And it all starts in their trenches. Isn't that amazing how that works itself out?
So crazy.
It all starts in their trenches. By the way, JB has the day off. KG has the day off. JB's right there. Maz is in New Jersey this week. I'm sure he's a little upset that his Bears didn't get the job done last night. Cam is in this morning as well. I'm shut. Look at that. I don't know what happened. I got a you know what? I'm gonna pull this up. Hold on just a second. I got a tweet from somebody last night. Let me pull this up. The Shaquille Oatmeal.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Are you familiar with him?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right. He said, when are you going to admit that Caleb is good? That's what he said. All right. Can we have that conversation? Let's have that conversation, all right? Ben Johnson is a quarterback whisperer. Can we agree to that? Ben Johnson is a quarterback whisperer. I would not be doing my job if I did not say I'm watching Caleb Williams improve. And I've confessed this to Maz as well. I'm watching Caleb Williams improve. You're watching Caleb Williams improve, all right? He's played well down the stretch. Can we say that?
That's
Do you know
fair.
what the crazy thing about sports are? There are these things called statistics. And they're cumulative. They start from the beginning of the year, and they keep track. Because one of my pet peeves in the sporting world is cherry picking. Can't stand it. That's why we have numbers. That's why we keep track of things like these. That's why we have different ways to break down different things, right? And I mean, how many times have you heard something like this where somebody says along the lines of, well, if you just took out that fourth quarter. Well, if you just took out that bad start, you know, like a baseball pitcher. If you took out that bad start that he had in Atlanta. Well, if you just took out that game where he couldn't stop a beach ball in hockey, the numbers would look different. To which I always respond, wouldn't it be great if we could just take out all our bad moments in life?
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be great. Do you know how much easier my life would be? Let me go. I'm going to cherry pick this. Remember that night I was a complete idiot and did this? I'm going to cherry pick that out. Hey, remember that investment that I made? That I took a bath? I'm going to pick that out. So to the Shaquille Oatmeal, and by the way, he wasn't being like disrespectful or anything. I want to point that out, okay? So to the Shaquille Oatmeal, who I have to wonder if that's one of Maz's burners. When are you going to stop being nice to Caleb? There is this thing called passer rating. And what it does is it ranks quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I'll just ask you a question. Is 19th in passer rating good? So when you ask me, when you gonna admit Caleb is good? Okay? I will confess to you, I will give to you, he has been better. I will say down the stretch, he has made some plays sometimes. He didn't last night. Like, what the hell was he doing? Tell me, JB, I need to know. What the hell was he doing?
I don't really know. I caught the tail end of that game. It was slightly impressive seeing him at the end, but him trying to scramble around to find someone in the end zone was just, it was rough seeing this dude. I don't know. I'm not yet willing to admit that he's good, but he is getting better.
Nope.
He's on my list and radar of like quarterbacks that are finally progressing.
That's exactly where I'm at. And that's I think that's the only answer, all right? But again, I use cumulative stats, passer rating, as a barometer. To be fair, right? And let's try to be fair about this. The Bears are having a wonderful season. They really are. They might be the luckiest team I've seen in recent memory, but you are what your record indicates. Fair enough? You are what your record indicates. So with that being said, if we're going to be quote-unquote fair, congratulations to the Bears, by the way. Division champs. I never thought I'd be saying those words. Here I am. Bear fan. Have fun with that. Run with it, okay? And I hope you run with this, too. He's getting better. That's undeniable. You are a hater if you can't acknowledge that. But is Caleb good? I don't know. You answer this question. Is 19th in passer rating good? If you can answer that question, then we can have the conversation. Yes, I think exactly like JB said. Yes, let's see where this guy goes from here. And if you've watched me before, listen, I have no problem confessing when I'm wrong. I'll be the first one to say it. I got no problem. I was wrong about the Lions.
I think we all were.
You know what? Like we talked about, like for me, Thanksgiving broke me. It was Thanksgiving. It was like Thanksgiving, if you remember. We came in after Thanksgiving, and I said to you guys, I said, guys, we got to get to the point. This team isn't winning dick. Did I think they'd get into the playoff? I did. How'd that work out? But you're not going to win with what the Lions had at their disposal. I thought they'd lose to the Cowboys. They didn't. You guys killed me. I thought they'd lose to the Rams. It wasn't good enough. You know what I did notice over the weekend, though?
What's up?
There are a lot of fan bases that have kind of had some fun at the expense of the Lions. Have you noticed that?
A little bit here and there.
Yeah, I noticed that. You know, the pylon and stuff like that. I think the Lions really agitated people for a couple of years ago, or a couple years in a row. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I don't think the window's closed. I'm not buying into any of that stuff. There's a lot of work to be done. There is a really nice nucleus here, but the problem is finding a way to build around that nucleus. And all of a sudden, I think there are a lot of people out there like me, and you guys tell me if you agree or disagree, and we'll get to your chats and your super chats in a moment, but there are a lot of people out there like me that this is the way that I put it. I still have faith in Brad. I still have faith in Dan, but it's not that blind faith anymore. Oh, yeah, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because if you listen to this show, I was one of those people. I wish he was more Howie. I wish he was more, you know what, I'll worry about next year. What do I have to do to put my team in a position to win now? And, by the way, maintain what we have here. There'll be some hard decisions next year, but why don't we go for it right now? Because you know what the reality is? Do you know where we're at right now? We're in that exact same position, except out of the playoffs. Think about it. I'll worry about next year when next year comes, right? That's kind of Howie Roseman's mantra, isn't it? I'll worry about next year when next year comes. I'm gonna make my team better here. I'm gonna make my team better there. What do I need to do to make my team better? And I'll worry about next year, right? What are the Lions doing right now? We're worrying about next year, holding nothing for this year. With a lot of things that we all knew, hey, who out there didn't know we needed to upgrade the offensive line? Show of hands. I don't see any hands. I don't see anybody sticking up their hand. Hey, who out there knew that our defensive line wasn't getting home enough or consistently? Who out there knew that? To all the people that chastise people like me, and I remember KG and I talking about this, I am not going to apologize for wanting more. I can apologize for missing a game. I can apologize for underestimating a team. I can apologize for overestimating a team. I will not apologize for wanting more. Not going to happen. And there were a lot of people out there, man, I trust Brad. Well, so do I. But that doesn't mean that Brad's infallible. And I think we've seen that. I think we've seen that definitively. And there was some pushback. Trust me, going back to when I was doing the Sunday shows with Terry and Broder, there was some pushback out there from a lot of people sitting back and saying, why does everybody keep saying that we need a defensive end? Why does everybody keep saying that we need more help on the defensive line? We did. Anybody want to argue that today? We did. It wasn't good enough. And it wasn't especially good enough considering that our defensive backfield was so downtrodden, beaten up, going 3 deep, pulling guys off the street. Really, the only way you can compensate for that is having that defensive line that's going to put pressure on the quarterback because he's going to have, say it with me, less time to throw. And I think that's the frustrating thing when you start to, and I'm sure you guys started the same process, when you start to put the 2025 Lion season into perspective. Wasn't enough is constantly going to come up. It wasn't enough from the offensive line. It wasn't enough from our offensive weapons because of the offensive line. It wasn't enough because of the injuries in the defensive secondary. It wasn't enough because our defensive line couldn't overcompensate for that. And oh, by the way, now we're left with a lot of those same questions at the end of the year. Questions that were coming anyway, right? We were going to have these discussions anyway. But now we have these discussions, dare I say, going into an offseason with a losing record? Because I'll tell you what, I don't know about you guys. I watched the Bears last night. You know what went through my mind? They're going to punk us. And I hate to say that.
Don't say that, Sean. Please don't.
Do you think I'd like to say it? I hate the Bears more than anybody. I'm telling you. I'm like if there was some kind of like you could take my blood and you could like judge my Bear hate and my blood against other people, I'd win. I hate the Bears. I hate them. I fucking hate them. I hate the Bears. Okay. Do you think I'd like to say that? Tell me that didn't go through your mind last night.
I mean, it definitely came across. Like, I don't see any chance of us winning come Sunday. Like, I just don't. Even with backups in and even with their backups in, like, I just don't see it happening.
Cam?
I don't really see it happening either. 4 in a row, though. 4 in a row losses is an extremely tough pill to swallow, though.
Dude, I'm telling I that's my greatest fear is they go out there and then Ben just puts the pedal to the gas. And it doesn't matter who's in there. It doesn't matter who's in there. Bring Jim McMahon back. Bring Rex Grossman back.
Lord.
Guys, we're going. We're going. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw in a cute little hook and ladder. I'm going to throw in a flea flicker. I'm going to throw in a receiver pass. I'm going to do a whole bunch of cute things.
He has held up a bag full of trick plays just for this game,
There's
for
no
this
doubt in my
moment
mind.
against Detroit.
No doubt in my mind. So I want you to think about that. As we try to put this 2025 season into its proper place, you know, and for me, sorry, it is success and failure now. That doesn't mean that I'm sitting here saying, fire this guy, fire that guy, fire this. I'm not there. I'm not there, okay? If you are, great, fantastic. But we are in success and failure mode right now. The only way to get success is to win a Super Bowl. Sorry. I know so many of you felt that way before the season started. I can't deviate from that. I'm not going to back down from that. Anything less than that is failure. But there are degrees of failure. Right now, 8-8 and sitting outside stings. How much more could it sting if the Bears take belt to ass at Soldier Field next Sunday? Which, by the way, why are they doing us like that? Why 425?
I don't know. Well, just let us get it over with at 1 o'clock and let us be done for the season so we can worry about next year.
Yes. Thank you. Let's do our last pregame show. Neil and I will do our last pregame show in here. It'll be depressing. I hate that logo. I can see Maz going, look at he's gallant.
Look at him. Rawr.
Why 425? I don't like it at all. All right, lots to get to today. As I mentioned, KG back tomorrow. Maz is off all week. When we come back, we have to look at some of the unrestricted free agents. We have to start having some of those tough conversations, guys. I never thought that we would be having some of these conversations in the calendar year of 2025. You knew that some of these conversations were coming, but surely you were going to have these conversations at the earliest, late January, right? Early February, later February. We weren't going to have these conversations in December. Here we are. This is the reality of the situation right now. So we'll look at some of the Lions' unrestricted free agents when we come back. The potential schedule game as well. The Week 18 slate. It is going to be really weird. I know it's only been a couple of years. Next year is our year, right? You want me to argue with that? Now, I'm going to say this again. I'm not going to look up. I don't believe in that stuff.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Stop it. I'm not looking up. I do not believe in that stuff. Definitively. I don't believe in it. I can't say that enough. But how do I chastise somebody for saying next year is our year? Because we laughed at people talking that way the last couple of years, right? When we were living high off the hog, we laughed at people like that. All right, JB, where are we going? We got any chats we need to hit on?
No super chats at the moment. Shout out to everyone in the chat as well, too. But I think we need to hear from Art and Jakes. I believe that's you, right, Cam?
I got you, JB. There's no better place to catch the action. live action that is, than Art and Jake's Sports Bar and Grill. Go to any one of their 6 locations in Michigan to enjoy wall-to-wall coverage on over 80 TVs, 22 draft beers on tap, and a menu stacked with fan favorites like wings, wraps, and our signature Fairway burgers. Don't miss weekly specials like Rib Night Mondays and Fajitas and Margaritas Wednesdays. Download the Art and Jake's app, join AJ's fan club, and make every game day a win.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Woodward Sports is your #1 source for all things Detroit sports. Start your day with the Sean Baligian Morning Show from 8 to 10 a.m. Rolling into Big D Energy with Neil Rule, Jerry Foster, and Red Wing great Darren McCarty. Then make sure you're watching the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep from 2 to 4 p.m. Michigan great Braylon Edwards and the elite Matt Shepard break down all the biggest sports stories. End your day with the Woodward Heavyweights. Join Spencer and EZ nightly from 5 to 7 p.m. Every day, all the sports, all Detroit, live on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's #1 sports network.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
You know, if you're an employer, there's still time to hook your employees up. And what better way to do it? How about a party from Buddies, like a year-end shindig? They have dine-in, all-you-can-eat party packages starting at $15 per person. You can cater your event. Surprise them. Have the original Detroit-style pizza. People talk about Detroit style all the time. This is Detroit style. The inventor. You can save 20% off your order of $200 or more simply by using promo code HOLIDAY20. Bring in a bunch of the good stuff from Buddies. Anything over $200, you immediately save 20% simply by using promo code HOLIDAY20. You can check out their catering menu at buddiespizza.com. And by the way, just in case there's somebody you missed, there's somebody you forgot about for a gift, yeah, they still have the deal going on. You receive a free 4-square, 1-topping pizza voucher with every $50 gift card purchase now through the end of 2025. What are you waiting for? Check out Buddies. All right, welcome back in. We're all trying to come to grips with this, and there are a lot of people that are mad. There are a lot of people that are mad at people who are mad. Which I'll never quite understand that one, JB.
Yeah, that one's confusing.
I'll never. Like, aren't you upset that the Lions went 8-8? Like, aren't you upset that they established a high water mark and they haven't been able to get back to that high water mark? Doesn't that make you mad? Like, even 15-2 felt bleh, didn't it? Being the #1 seed, winning that game against Minnesota, the way they won that game against Minnesota, and then getting punked by Washington at home, yeah, it felt bleh. And it feels even more bleh today, to me. All right? Because a high water mark was established. And I know we've had conversations about this, like about the Lions. And you know, I always use the glorious Caldwell era as an example. Guys, our high watermark was go to the playoffs and get punked 2 out of the 3 times during the Caldwell era. And JB, punked, right?
Yeah, we got punked for sure.
What do you, like the Dallas game, it sucked. Then golly gee, we just missed it. We had that roaring comeback and we just missed it. Then we kind of fell apart in 16, got punked by Seattle, and then golly gee, we just missed it again. That's your high water mark. Getting into the playoff and losing in the first round. You know, like the other high water marks pretty much for every other Lion team other than 91. And then this team upped the ante. We won 2 playoff games. Not 1, 2. Went to an NFC championship game. We know how that all worked itself out. So I want to be crystal clear. If you're one of those people that are mad at people for being mad about this, I think dig a little deeper. Do you think it's over? I don't. Cam, do you think it's over? Do you think the Lions are going to just go back to mediocrity at best?
Absolutely not.
Okay, JB.
No, we're not.
No, nobody here is saying that. I mean, I'm sure you're going to get some emotional people that are going to say things like that. And even the Mazes of the world, or the other guy that popped in and said, oh, wait till next year again. I'm not going to get mad at you for saying that. How can I? This is learned behavior by this point in time. But what makes this even more interesting is we know where the holes are, right? We know that we have to get at least 2 offensive linemen. At least 2. That is not an exaggeration. Would you agree? At least 2.
At least 2, but are you looking for it in the draft or free agency wise?
That's $1 million question. How are we going to do it? Are we going to put another rookie in a spot? Knowing that rookies do rookie things?
Mm-hmm.
Like the one thing that I'll say, Tate Ratledge, how much better is Tate Ratledge going to be next year?
Oh, 10 times.
Right? I mean, that's the way it is. That's why I don't like putting rookies in positions like that. So are you going to spend some of your money on going out and getting free agency? And if that's the case, are you going to spend a lot of money? And how are you going to fit that all in with some of the other questions that have arisen from this team? And what does the future hold for Decker? And what does the future hold for Glasgow? JB, put that up. Lions unrestricted free agents. I think Maz found this from Honolulu Blues. Shout out to Honolulu Blues.
One hell of a list.
Look at that list. DJ Reader's gone, right? Let's play a quick game.
Yeah, Reader's gone.
Okay, Reader's gone. Anzalone, gone.
Gone.
Okay. Khalif, I'd like to believe, but my guess is gone.
I think he'll be back.
You think so?
Yeah.
Amik.
He's probably gone.
Levi.
He's probably gone.
Roy Lopez.
He'll be back.
Marcus Davenport, please.
Please be gone.
Please no.
Please be gone.
Please. I can't do it again.
Please be gone.
I can't do it again. Josh Pascal.
Probably gone.
Grant Stewart.
He'll be back.
Daniel Thomas.
Back?
I like how you did that. Avante Maddox.
Gone.
AQM.
Please be back. We need this guy.
Hold that one. Hold that thought. And whatever, the rest, whatever. I'd like to see Rock Ya-Sin back, by the way. And I think Kyle Allen will be back. All right?
Oh, Lord.
All right, can we talk about AQM for a second?
Oh, yeah.
I hope he's back. I really hope he's back. What kind of market is out there for him?
Ooh, let me take a spot track right now.
That's what I'm worried about. What if somebody comes in and goes over the top?
That's what I'm thinking, too.
Really? What if somebody comes in and goes over the top there? That's my concern. Remember back in the day, Cliff Averill? Cliff Averill feasted off of what Ndamukong Suh was doing. All right? Cliff Averill would tell you that himself. Now, that's not taking anything away from Cliff, okay? That's not taking anything away from him. But let's be honest. He had an extra fork in hand because of the work Ndamukong Suh was doing. So he just kept eating, man. There's no other way to say that. All right? And if somebody wants to say that about AQM, well, the doubles and the triples that Hutch is getting, that opens some things up for AQM. Okay, we can have that conversation. Legit, we can have that conversation. But my man also made things happen. And much like Cliff Averill was able to parlay that into a big contract, my guess is AQM will be able to parlay that into a pretty good contract.
Yeah, you might not like his current market value on Spot Track right now, $8.3 million, as he is currently getting 1.4.
Huh. Now, do you think somebody out there is going to throw that money at him?
Somebody will throw 9 or 10 at him.
Yes. And these are the types of conversations that we have to have. And again, I want to make this crystal clear, like from my vantage point, all right? This is brutal honesty. This is not anger. This is not emotion. You have to take that shit out when you're talking about stuff like this, man. Am I frustrated at the season like everybody else? Hell yes. You are too. You know you are, all right? So these conversations are not out of anger or spite or anything like that. They come from the reality of where the Lions are at right now. So while we're having these conversations about how we need this or need that for the offensive line, might I throw in, hey, what if we lose Taylor Decker? What if we lose Graham Glasgow? What if we lose them? What if we lose AQM? Because it's undeniable now. Even the guys that, you know, and I'm going to say this and I hope you don't take it the wrong way, were pro Brad and got mad at people like me for wanting to add a big piece and got mad at people, JB, KG, Maz, whatever the case may be, that embraced we're good. And listen, I'm not chastising you. The time for all that stuff is past. I don't give a crap, all right? We all missed in a varying degree with this team. But now you're taking off one of the potential answers and you're taking him out of the mix as well. One of the potential answers, I might add, who wasn't part of the problem. An already less than line. Can we all admit? Can we admit that now without people getting butthurt? No, seriously. I'm not being funny. Can we admit that now? Our defensive line was less than. People got really mad. People got mad when I said I'd like more from Hutch. People got mad when Neil said I'd like more from Hutch. Like somehow we were saying Hutch wasn't good. Hutch is really good. I want him to be elite. I can't apologize for that either. Don't you? I want him to be elite. Hutch was not part of the problem. Is there another level there? I hope so. AQM was not part of the problem. So we're talking about fixing a defensive line, and we might take out a piece that's not part of the problem. You understand what I'm saying here? Like this is where we're at right now, you guys. And JB, I know you joked about it like 3-4 weeks ago.
What's
but
that?
Gosh damn it, the whole draft season thing. I fought. No, listen to me. I want you to know I was going like this. Looking at my. I wanted to do mock drafts so badly, but I fought the urge.
Hey, it's time now. Look at that.
I'm going to do it when the corpse is just ice cold, okay?
Okay.
So after playing in Frigid Soldier Field next Sunday, I'm sure I'll do it. That's when I'll go, JB, it's time, and I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it to you, okay?
Yep.
That'll be, JB, look what I did. Congratulations, damn you. You told me a month ago it was mock draft season, and here we are.
What can I say? Tried to warn you.
All right. By the way, if the Lions lose to the Bears, did you see this? Put that graphic up
The
when
potential
you talk about the
schedule.
2026 season. You guys, could you imagine the fourth place schedule? Look at that. All right, our division. Boy, by the way, the Buccaneers collapse. Not enough is being said about that. Can we talk about that?
Not enough's being said about that. Also, the Colts collapse as well too. Like, what happened there?
Yeah, I can tell you what happened. Maz moved on from Carly and jumped in bed with Caleb.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, Carly. We had a good time, but I love Caleb. It's exactly what happened. The Pats, the Jets. Oh, good. I can hate Aaron Glenn next year. Saints, Giants, Titans, at the Bills. See, I'm falling in the trap already. I'm looking at the schedule, and I want to play the schedule game so badly.
Do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Maz is gonna love that. Titans
13
game.
and 4. I'm telling you. I turned into Maz. So that's how it would play itself out. All right, whatever. You know, it's you guys. I don't know. Are you at the same place that I'm at? You know, not only to Cam and to JB, but like to the valued members of our chat. Like, I legitimately, yesterday was miserable for me. It was miserable for me. I was in at 1 o'clock. I was in at 4 o'clock. I watched the games like everybody else. I was watching Bills, Eagles. I don't know what Josh Allen was doing on that 2-point conversion, but that's a story for a different day. And then I stayed up way too late last night watching that damn game, and I'm paying for it right now. I smell a nap. Oh, do I smell a nap? But at the end of that day, I just felt like bruised and battered because I'm watching people talk about playoffs and the chance that this team has and the chance that that team has and how open not only the AFC seems to be, but how open the NFC seems to be as well, although I think the Eagles just showed back up. They went and picked up some cigarettes, and they finally came home. We didn't think they were coming home, but Daddy's back, and he's got his cigarettes, and he's pissed off. That's what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. About to flex that muscle on everybody. But legitimately, for me, that's where I was at all day yesterday. Just kind of like this sorrow that even though it was only 2 years, well, of course the Lions are going to be in the playoffs, right? Of course they're going to be in the playoffs. And we're not there.
I mean, it was just really depressing yesterday to watch. As you said, Sean, like of course you're going to say tapped in, and I was tapped in a little bit. I at least kept up with the scores and what was going on, but like I just didn't want to watch football yesterday. It was sad, and I don't know why. Like, seeing Chase Brown go out here and have 22 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. That could have been Gibbs. Why couldn't that have been Gibbs? Joe Burrow, over 300 yards. Why couldn't that have been Goff? Come on. It sucked.
It's funny you say that because I swear to God it was about 1:30, JB, where I thought to myself, and about 2 seconds after I thought to myself, I convinced myself that's exactly what it was. I was watching because that's what I do on Sundays. It was more habitual than desire.
It was more routine than just, oh, yeah, I want to watch football today.
Well, this is what I do. You know, my kids aren't home. My wife was doing things. All right, you know what? I'm gonna sit in front of the fireplace. I'm gonna lay on the moon pod. I do it all. That's like, I can't explain it to you. That's what I do at my house. It's really weird. We have one of those big dumb moon pods. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
I put the fire on, like literally the dogs lay next to me, and I watch football games like that. I don't know how or why that happened, but that's kind of been my thing for years now, unless people are coming over, and I'm not going to spread eagle. And like it's 1:30, and I'm like, well, there's nothing else on. There's nothing else I really, really want to watch. I could turn on hockey in a little bit if I wanted, but right now I'm doing this because, well, I always do it, because I'm a creature of habit, and my heart wasn't in it. And I even sent in our group text, I was like, this sucks watching playoff teams on CBS and Fox that aren't any good. And I'm sitting there saying they're not any good, and yet my team isn't in the playoff. And I'm that guy, so I have to shut my mouth. Remember how we were mocking Viking fan last year? Like Viking fan. You know what? Hey, Lion fan, right now, we lost that right. We don't have the right to poke fun at anybody else. We don't have the right to say that they're a fraud. They suck. What are they saying about us? Sitting at home, staring down the reality that this is going to be a losing team. And again, I'm going to repeat the same thing, you guys. This is not linear. Sports fans are completely addicted to linear. Well, if this happened, that means it's going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. And the same is true the other way. Uh-oh. We went from the NFC Championship game to 15-2, but it really doesn't count. And now we're 8-9, and that means we've started our initial descent. No. I don't believe that. It could happen. I don't believe it. I don't think it will. I think a year from now we'll be talking about who the Lions are going to be playing in the 2026 playoff. So I'm not subscribing to that linear thinking. What I'm trying to do is live in the day, live in right now, and it sucks. And it sucked yesterday, big time. All right, JB, where do you want to go?
We got to hear from BlackRock, but we do got a couple super chats coming in. Shout out to everyone sending them in. So let's clear these up. LaBarthany sending in $4.99. He says, shout out WSN and chat morning crew. I was treated to watching you guys in the same time zone for 2 weeks. Shout out to him,
dude.
Man.
Safe travels. He's probably going back soon to the Middle East.
Yeah. I think he's headed back.
God bless you. I'm glad you got to enjoy a little snow while you were here, and safe travels back. Always appreciate you, LaBartney.
And one more from Zach Soap sitting in $1.99. He said, "It's okay. I'm used to the Lions hurting me."
Tell me he's wrong.
He's not wrong.
Where's the lie?
He's not wrong.
Where's the lie? Tell me where the lie is in that statement.
He's not wrong.
I was talking to JB, you probably, my buddy Jack Ebling, longtime Michigan State reporter, writer, TV guy up in East Lansing. And I was talking to him last night, and it was funny because we were talking about, for those of you old enough, one of my earliest Lion memories was David Williams returning the opening kickoff in overtime for a touchdown on Thanksgiving. Literally one of my earliest Lions memories, okay? Lions had a 17-3 lead in the fourth quarter. The Bears scored to make it 17-10. The Bears scored literally on the last play of the game. Literally on the last play of the game to tie it. The game goes to overtime. The Lions kick the ball off, and David Williams returns it for a touchdown. The Lions lose 23-17. So they ruined my Thanksgiving. Well, you know what? I have a new villain and a new name. Jordan Addison and that 65-yard touchdown run ruined my Christmas. Thank you, Lions. Like, that's where we're at. So Zach Soap or whatever, I apologize, Zach Soap, I think it was.
Yep, Zach Soap.
You're not wrong. Unfortunately, this is our lot in life. We'll take a look at the full Week 18 schedule. Let's face it, it doesn't mean as much. Just a couple weeks ago, we were all excited, thinking to ourselves, wow, what day are we going to be playing? Bears and Lions could be for all the marbles. And the Bears took care of business, and we didn't. So, Bear fan, if you're listening right now, you took care of business, and the Lions didn't. Period. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts, no excuses. I watched the freaking Chicago Bears take care of business while the Lions didn't. And that's a very, very, very tough pill to swallow. Where are we going, JB?
I think it's on you again, Cam, with BlackRock. Do you have BlackRock?
Oh yeah, looking for dinner plans that sizzle? Head to Black Rock Bar and Grill, home of the steak on the stone. They launched a whole new menu with returning favorites and the newest way to sizzle. Prime sirloins are here to stay. Not just a meal, it's a top rock experience. All you can eat platters for just $20. Give the gift of sizzle with a Black Rock gift card. Now through the end of the year, buy $50, get $10 bonus bucks back. Mention Woodward Sports and get 20% off your total food bill.
Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, it is almost time. It will assuredly be the biggest pickleball event of the year. The Woodward Sports Wicked Pickle Open at Wicked Pickle in Westland. It's January 9th through the 11th. Check this out. Friday night, 7:30, it's the Woodward Sports Celebrity Tournament. They'll hit the court. All 4 shows are going to be involved in one way, shape, or another. Local celebs, and it's all going to be broadcast live. Then the real battle begins. Let the pros get in there. 3 days of nonstop pickleball, men's, women's, mixed, single division. It's where champions are going to be made. You can sign up now, pickleballtournaments.com, or call Wicked Pickle at 734-331-3451. That's 734-331-3451. You know what? Coming up in a little bit, can we do this around 9:30? I know I'm not supposed to say this, JB, and I hope you're not mad at me.
What's up?
But I'm a big fan of being objective.
Yeah.
If you haven't figured that out yet, I'm a big fan of being objective, of trying not to let my emotions get involved. I think Michigan hit a home run with Whittingham.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I really do. I think it's an absolute home run.
Okay.
Yep, I do. It's not long term. It doesn't have to be long term.
I don't think it will be long term either.
He's 66. It doesn't have to be long term. Really, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be long term. I'll get into that. Coming at 9:30. And I know Cam, the Michigan fan, will love that. I think this is legitimately. I think this is the best they could have done. I mean that in all sincerity. And I'll tell you why coming at 9:30. And I am excited because JB, I'm sure you share my excitement. I'm excited about Fitz as well. I'm very excited about Fitz. And you know what I'm most excited about Fitz? He's brought in guys that understand what college football is today.
Yes.
Because the one thing that I will say about Fitz, he's going back to a place that he's legitimately never been. He's jumping back in. But the college football world today is not the same as the college football world that he left just a few years ago. They're two different places, man. All right? So I like that he's bringing in some guys. I like that he's bringing in especially some younger guys. Like the Nick Sheridan move. I'm down with that.
Solid. Max Bullis, solid as well.
JB, it doesn't seem like that long ago. He was playing quarterback at Michigan, by the way.
It really didn't. That's kind of odd to say, but time is crazy.
The great Rich Rod era. All right, so here's the slate of Week 18. I know it doesn't mean as much, but as we were talking about earlier, you're going to be dialed in like we were yesterday.
We're all going to watch.
We're all going to watch. The playoffs are going to be really hard. Did you have that conversation with yourself yesterday?
I have not had that conversation yet, although I probably should. It's
coming.
I don't.
Cam, have you had that conversation yet? Like, I was thinking about Wild Card Weekend, and I was like, it made me feel dirty. Like, I'm going to watch, but no Lions? It's going to make me feel dirty when the playoff starts.
You know, I have not had the conversation yet. I have slowly been tuning out the Shield here and leaning into college football.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, more on that in a second. I love the slate this week. Gosh, I love the slate this week. The big ones are Saturday. So they would have put us on Saturday. If things went the way that we thought, we would have had a Saturday game. Either 4:30 or 8 o'clock at Soldier Field. That's where we would have been.
Oh, you know we would have been 8 o'clock.
No doubt in my mind. At Soldier Field, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oy, oy, oy. Gosh, I hate that 4:25 game. I hate it. You said it best earlier, bro. Like, just put it on at 1 and just get it over with.
Just put us out our misery at 1 o'clock. Let's do it.
Can we even request 9:30? Like one of those, right? I'm not saying go to Europe. No. I'm not saying fly to Europe to play this game. Can we put it on at 9:30? I can have my breakfast. I can watch the game. I can shed a little tear because I'm goo-goo baby, and then I could go about the rest of my day and focus solely on what's coming up. Gosh damn it. Okay, good. Now that we've got that established. All right, so what did you see in the National Football League yesterday? If you had to pick right now, I'm gonna put both of you guys on the spot. Are you ready? The AFC champion will be JB. Go first. The AFC champion will be.
Oh boy, the AFC champion will be the New England Patriots.
Right.
Oh God.
Like I want to say New England.
It's so gross to say. Especially given the fact that it's Drake May.
I know.
Like, it's Drake May we're talking about here. I'd accept that if years before it's Tom Brady, but the simple fact that it's Drake May, the Mayo dude? Like, really?
I got to pick New England. I want to pick Buffalo. I really do. But you know what? Now we're getting to that point. There are too many, as much as I like Josh Allen, there are too many Josh Allen moments that have kind of come up.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I also think that he's not quite as focused as he was the tail end of the season as he was at the beginning, especially with, getting married and, the announcement of their child soon to be had. But I just think he's kind of lost a step in focus-wise when it comes to football. He's worried more a little bit about home than it is on the field.
Cam, who you taking?
Baligian, I can't lie. I like those Houston Texans. 8 wins in a row. Let's go.
I want to really badly because if you watch this show, I've been talking them up for weeks. I just think when push comes, I'm not sure they got enough offense. That's what I worry about. That defense is killer. It legitimately. Spenny said something in the chat yesterday. He said, could you imagine a Houston-Philadelphia Super Bowl? They would literally decimate each other.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Just the anger and vitriol in that game would be unbelievable. That's like old school football.
So true.
Yeah, so I feel dirty. I'm going to take New England. Cam's taking Houston. JB, you're taking New England?
Yep, I'm taking New England.
NFC. I'm sorry, I'm doing it still. Philadelphia.
You're still taking Philly?
I'm still taking Philly.
Really?
I'm still taking Philly.
Even with how good Seattle's been doing lately?
I'm still taking Philly.
All right.
It's the Sam Darnold effect, man. I'm sorry. It is. It's a Sam Darnold effect. I got to take Philly.
You know what? I'm probably right there with you.
Right?
I got to take Philly, too. Just the simple fact that they went out there yesterday, kind of proved it. And I don't think I can go against Jalen Hurts. I really can't. Like, Seattle looks good, but once again, it's that Sam Darnold effect. I don't know if I can trust him still.
I really like Frisco, though. Like, I like...
Frisco.
They don't like that. Frisco. I like Frisco's team. I feel dirty. I can't go against Philly. I just can't do it. Cam, where are you at?
Y'all just mentioned the 49ers. I got to go San Francisco. 49ers.
Niner gang. Bang, bang.
I'm not going to argue that. Like, legitimately, I'm not going to argue that. This is a team that, like, that offense is just clicking.
Hot.
Just clicking. And a healthy Christian McCaffrey, okay? Now, I know he's probably overdue for a hamstring pull or a tweak or something, a groin, something. That's what Christian McCaffrey does. But at the end of the day, man, when that guy's healthy, what were those final numbers last night? I'm going to look that up. I got to see what those final numbers are.
CMC.
Hold on just a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, I got
23 for 140, and he had 4 for 41. 181 yards. Dude, like, again, when he's healthy, that's the key line. When he's healthy, the guy's a machine.
So dynamic.
And that team doesn't believe in punting. They just don't. Did you see that crazy stat? I mean, they hadn't punted in like weeks. They hadn't punted in weeks. It's insane when you think about it. As I said earlier in the day, I was watching those early 1 o'clock games, and I told you guys, I don't have the NFL package. Like, I'll go to Red Zone like everybody else. I don't have the NFL package because for years I wasn't around. So I probably should have got around to doing it, but I haven't done it yet. I just turn on Red Zone. But you had Seahawks, Panthers on one channel and Jags and Colts on the other channel. And I'm sitting there going, 3 of these 4 teams are going to be in the playoff. And they weren't good watches at all. Trevor Lawrence is making plays, though. I know Neil doesn't like to hear that. I know, Neil, I'm sorry, pal. I know that agitates you, but, like, Trevor Lawrence is making plays.
Hey, you can't defeat T-Law.
Unbelievable. By the way, the Raiders are awful. The Giants gift the number 1 pick. Can you believe it? Like,
that was
Pete
a shit
Carroll
bowl yesterday.
Who thought that Pete Carroll was a good hire for them, though, JB? Seriously.
I'm assuming they did, for the simple fact of Pete Carroll's past lineage. Like, hey, just come over to Raiders. You know what? You could change this franchise for us.
How'd that work out?
So wrong.
Unbelievable. You know, and again, consider the source. That was a once great franchise. I mean, they have been decimated. I do enjoy watching Phillip Rivers play, though. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was hysterical. If you guys didn't see this. So at the end of the game, the Colts had one last chance. They had to throw a Hail Mary. JB, did you check this out?
No, I didn't even see this.
Okay,
I gotta find
so
this on,
the Colts had one last chance. I think it was like from the 48-yard line. All right, I forget exactly where it was. They had to take Phillip Rivers out.
They took him out?
They had Riley Leonard come in to throw the Hail Mary. Legitimately. Because I'm not sure his 44-year-old arm would have gotten there. True story. I'm not. You guys can look it up. Riley Leonard was 0 for 1.
I'm watching it now.
The only pass he threw was because they had to take out the 44-year-old chubby quarterback because he probably wasn't going to make it to the end zone. That's real. Phillip Rivers on playing his last game again. Or maybe he isn't playing his last game again. But Phillip Rivers had some comments after the game.
Well, I mean, if it is, and again, I'm going to be on board and supportive of whatever the organization, Shane, and however that decision is going to come to be. I'm sure I'll have some conversation. It won't just be a blindside Tuesday, conversation from him. And I'm going to be on board to do what's best for the guys. I mean, if this was the last one, I told you guys I wasn't going to have any regrets about coming back, and I don't. It's other than us not winning, right? Us not winning. It's been an absolute blast for 3 weeks. I wouldn't, if I go back and say, all right, now you know everything's going to happen, what are you going to do? I'd do it all again. It's been absolutely awesome. So, yeah, I mean, if it's the last one, it's the last one. I thought the last one was walking off the field in Buffalo, walking up that tunnel, and I was fine with that. And that one had tears those few days after it, and I was at peace with that being the last one. So certainly if it is, I got 3 bonus games that I never saw coming and couldn't be more thankful that I got the opportunity.
He's got 10 more years of NFL insurance, and that will be wonderful for his 322 kids.
He's good.
You know what? All jokes aside, good for him. Good for him. It didn't turn out the way that they wanted, all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Good for him and going out and doing that, dude. That can't be easy.
No, it definitely can't be easy, but I'm still just so confused on, why swap out Phillip Rivers for this guy who I'm looking at the play right now. He literally has to jump up and throw this all the way down to the end zone. Do or die, I'm going to just put the rest of the game on Phillip Rivers. I don't care. Just try and get it down there. Try to get it to the 10-yard line. We'll get it in the end zone from there. But, dude, putting this guy in, swapping him out, I wouldn't. That's a bad decision on the Colts.
Can you put that up? Is that something we can put up, or would we get
Yeah, I can put it up. We'll just have to talk over it. So give me a second and I'll grab it.
All right, legitimately, I'm sitting there watching the game, and that's the first thing that went through my mind. I was like, they're going to have to throw a Hail Mary, and does Phil's arm have the strength? Can he go? Because how many times have you seen it? You guys, when a quarterback's arm starts to go, all right, it usually goes pretty fast, all right? And Drew Brees couldn't throw. Legitimately, he could not throw at the end of his career. And it was funny because, a couple of years after he retired, remember he came out and said, yeah, my arm died. I couldn't really throw. No! It did? I couldn't see that. Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning. Remember Peyton Manning?
Oh, yeah.
Peyton Manning, and Then they went and won a Super Bowl. Go figure.
Check this out.
All right. Yeah, it was a 48-yard line.
Drops back.
They take out their starting quarterback.
Climbs the ladder.
And they
Jump
put in
throws it to the end zone. And intercept
Riley
it.
Leonard.
And intercept it. And Phillip Rivers just walks off, confused as all hell.
You know what Phillip Rivers is saying? Thank God they didn't have me do that. I don't know if I make it to the 20. That's what's going through Phil's mind. Phil's happy as a pig in shit. Are you kidding me?
I mean, he did seem happy in the post-game interview. Just like, hey, I'm glad it's over. You know what? I got some more insurance. If you guys need me next year, give me a call. I'll be on my couch.
Good for him, dude. Good for him. Got a little coin, got some Christmas money, some shopping money, and he's got 10 years' worth of insurance. That's a W for Phil. Are you kidding me? All right, listen, we're up against it. I do want to get into this Kyle Whittingham stuff. Thoughts on what you saw in the National Football League as well. Always want to hear from you guys about stuff like that. Appreciate you guys in the chat. You guys know, as always, Super Chat, we put you at the very top. JB, where are we going?
We got to hear from the Amon-Ra Foundation, but first, got one Super Chat to clear up. Where'd it go? Shout out to Dante151. Correction on my part. I got to make a mistake. JB, Drake May is not the Mayo Man. That is for one person, and that is the man who put mayo in his coffee, Will Mayo Man Levis. I forgot about Will Levis. So yeah. Drake May is just a nerd, in my opinion.
That's right. It was Will Levis.
Who is Will Levis? Who is that guy?
Thank you, Dante. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Dante, man.
Hey, another great event coming up. To kick off 2026, Amon-Ra St. Brown is making a difference on and off the field, showing us all the true meaning of community and care. Amon-Ra, through the St. Brown Foundation, has partnered with Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and Wicked Awesome Wishes. They're going to be hosting the main event. It's coming up really quickly, January 5th from 4 to 7. Children facing life-altering challenges and illnesses. And it's all happening at Lady Jane's flagship salon in Birmingham. It's a night of joy and unforgettable memories. They'll get to dye their hair blue, enjoy a special dinner, take part in fun activities crafted with love by the team at Wicked Awesome Wishes and Lady Jane's. Tune into Woodward Sports live on Monday, January 5th, as we share and support this amazing cause. Only a week away. Such a fun thing. Classy guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown. We're so lucky to have this guy in our community. For more info, visit stbrownfoundation.org or wickedawesomewishes.org.
Why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Have you discovered Sun Cruisers yet? It's not just for Sundays. I mean, that's something that we started doing. You know, we tied it in with the Lions. It's fantastic. It's a great drink. The raspberry, the peach, the lemonade, the pink lemonade, the regular iced tea, real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles, a clean, crisp sip that won't fill you up on game day. It's only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol. It's perfect for tailgates, couch gates, whatever you're doing. Watching Detroit football as well. So this season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports. Please drink responsibly. What did you say back in 1968?
Shout out to Greg Thomas. He put this in the chat. He said the Lions did beat the Bears 42-0 in 1968. I don't know how true that is.
Wish I was there to see that.
What a time to be alive.
You guys, I think we're going to get pounded. Now, Ben Johnson is a smart man, right?
Ben Johnson wouldn't embarrass us like that, would he?
He's not putting in a lot of starters and stuff, right?
No.
But
Caleb's
he's gonna
out.
he's
Swift
gonna
is out.
he's gonna put in a lot of trickeration, right?
Oh yeah. Who's the Bears' backup quarterback? Like,
I think he's gonna rub our face in it.
Bad dog.
I don't even want to think about that.
Tyson Badgett. Oh no.
That's who's gonna start, right?
Yep.
I wouldn't put Caleb out there. Why even put him out there? But then again, nah, I wouldn't put him out there.
I was gonna say, why would you risk it? There's no
I
need
wouldn't
to.
put him
Like,
out there.
you're good. 11-5. Like, yeah, you're good.
The heir apparent before Caleb had his turnaround, and again, we talked about this earlier. Give Caleb his flowers for that, okay? He has progressed. There's no doubt about that. You can't deny that. He has progressed, all right? But I think what you have to keep in perspective is where he progressed from. He's not there yet. He's still 19th in passer rating. Oh gosh, I'm terrified. I don't even want to think about that. I'm not even being funny. I don't even want to think about that. It's a terrifying proposition. There's no other way to say that. Other things in the National Football League, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, of course, they are going to do Baltimore and Pittsburgh things. How did Pittsburgh lose to Cleveland? How did that? Were you watching any of that?
I was not watching any of that, although I was impressed by Cleveland. I think their defense is really what's holding them together this whole entire season. But, I mean, shout out to them. They're knocking off Pittsburgh better than we could.
Baltimore's going to sneak in, aren't they?
Baltimore will sneak in.
Baltimore's going to sneak in. And we can all laugh at Aaron Rodgers again. King Henry had 4 touchdowns. Was it you that I saw? Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
I'm sorry to bring that up.
That was me. I've had Derrick Henry on my two of my fantasy teams for at least a good 2 years now. Obviously, this year was a down year for most of the season, and somehow, some way, this week when everyone is in the fantasy football playoffs and whatnot, he can come out here and give you 216 yards and 4 touchdowns. I could have used that any other time during the regular season to help me out, but no, you got to do it this time when obviously I'm eliminated. So thank you, Derrick Henry. Thank you once again.
Reason number 3,388 why JB I am so glad I'm done with fantasy football. I no offense to anybody out there, you guys love it. You're still playing it, all that stuff, great. Enjoy it. I'm not telling you not to enjoy it. All I'm telling you, as somebody who has walked through that door, is you're not going to believe the freedom once you walk through that door. You are not, JB, I swear to God, I'm not BSing you. I don't miss it one iota for reasons like that.
I think I might be contemplating on at least cutting a couple leagues out of my rotation just because it's a lot of work. It's basically like a third job at this point.
There was a time, I don't know if y'all remember, I used to do a bunch of different fantasy shows, and I did a fantasy article for the Detroit News, and we did something on Fox 2 and everything. There was a time, gosh, I don't even remember what year, But at one point in time, I know my high point was half a dozen leagues. I had 6 leagues. Okay. Disaster. Absolute disaster. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, okay? So what I did then is I said, all right, I'm cutting back, and I kept it to 2. I had a work league, and then I had, like, the league that I got into, like, all the way back in 1989. Like, legitimately. Like, 1989, a bunch of my buddies, they were a few years older than me, told me about this thing called fantasy football. All right, yeah, I'll try it. I was hooked, okay? And, JB, I'm telling you, like, the COVID year, because one of my leagues was very expensive, and I'm like, there's no way I'm spending no way I'm spending that money if a dude sneezes and he's out for a week.
Yep.
If a dude has a runny nose and he's out for 2 weeks. I'm not doing that. So what I did is I took a step back and I didn't do it. And then, you know what? It was a whole new world. Like, just sitting and watching the games and not constantly going like this. Oh gosh, somebody just scored. Oh no. Gosh damn it. Aaron Rodgers just threw another touchdown. You know, I don't miss it. So seriously, and it's funny when I talk about this, do you know how many other dudes just kind of pop up and go, all right, I was the same way. I couldn't imagine getting back in the league now. I couldn't. Like, you guys have the league here, right?
Oh, yeah. Our Woodward Sports League that we do here a little bit. Maz actually is impressing. He bounced back into the playoffs somehow, some way, but I think he got bounced last week by Justin, if I'm not mistaken.
How many times was it that team that got hot at the right time that snuck in as like the 7 seed or whatever, goes on and wins it? How many times did that happen?
For me, at least twice I've seen in all of my leagues. And one time I was actually that person to get hot at the right moment at the tail end of a season. So
Trent Green and Tony Gonzalez did that for me one year. There was like a Christmas Day game where they went nuts. It was my championship game, and I was the team that just got in. And Trent Green, I think he threw 4 touchdowns, and 2 or 3 of them were Tony Gonzalez. So I was double dipping. It was just outstanding. It was a great Christmas Day. But I'm telling you right now, like, JB, if you took a year off, I wouldn't suggest it to you. And here's why I wouldn't suggest it to you. Because if you do it, you won't be back.
That's my fear. Like, if I take the year off just to sit here and focus on just watching the game and not have that worried pressure in the back of my head, like, what's the point of coming back? Like, it was just ease off of me to not have to worry about setting the lineup every single Thursday, checking the waiver wire every Tuesday. Like, it would be nice to not have to do this, to set my clock around this.
How many are you in, Cam?
0.
You're not in any?
No, over the past probably like 10 years, I've really phased out my NFL consumption and have honed in on strictly Lions.
No, I get it. I totally get it. All right. I want to talk about the Michigan hire. Oh, no, the Pistons have lost a couple in a row, too. Oh, no, whatever will we do?
We'll be back.
Wings keep winning. That's a good thing. Lots of stuff to get to in the last half hour of the show, no doubt about that. Always great when you beat Maple Leaf. Simon Edvidson scores. Wings get one late, get one in overtime. They win. This division is becoming fun with Tampa and Montreal and Detroit near the top. It's a heck of a lot of fun right now. Kawhi and the Clippers beat the Pistons. Oh, no. They've lost 2 games in a row. Whatever will we do? Here comes the collapse. But you know what I'd like to do? I really want to talk to the Michigan fans in the last half hour of the show. Because, you know, not only do you have the Citrus Bowl coming up, but you got yourself a new head coach. And no matter how people around here want to spin it, nobody saw this coming. That doesn't mean that it's not the right choice. I adamantly think it's the right choice. And I'll tell you when we come back why I think it's the right choice.
I honestly thought they were going to swing for the fences and do like a Marcus Freeman, but I guess not. Whatever. That's on me. Or Kellen DeBoer. Like, I don't know. That was just me.
Yeah. I think right choice, right time. And we'll explain that. JB, where are we going first?
We got to hear from Planet Fitness, but first, one super chat to clear up from DJ and Dizzy. He sends in, he said, Caleb is 270 yards away from 4,000 yards. Imagine he gets it against the Lions. Is that just salt in the wounds at that point, Sean?
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
But if they were smart, they wouldn't play.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Just, you're fine. Don't risk it.
Could you imagine though, like seriously, could you imagine like Packers Bears again at Soldier Field? Like in Wild Card Weekend?
Gross.
Why don't you just kick me right in my nuts? Kick me really hard too. Hey, Planet Fitness is for everyone. Over 2,700 clubs nationwide. Over 50 in the Metro Detroit area alone. You can get access to the Black Card Spa, where you can recover with hydro massage and other innovative amenities. Bring a guest free anytime you want. It's only $24.99 a month. They've got a great partnership with the Lions going as well. Hopefully it continues into next season as well. I think it's a perfect pairing. Personally, we're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith.
New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
One of our favorite subjects on this show, justice. And if you want justice, because corporations, the government, even your insurance company, are doing whatever it takes to minimize their liability and withhold your compensation, you need to call one man. You call the fighter. When something goes wrong, you make Ven Johnson your first call. You get a fighter in your corner. Contact Ven today at venfights.com. All right, so one minor complaint from the Michigan presser yesterday. One minor complaint, and I hope you understand this. So when he was talking about coming to A2, did that sound as cringy to you as it did to me? Do you know what it reminded me of? For the older guys out there, when Bobby Ross first came to Detroit, he was talking about how he was driving around Lake Orchard. Lake Orchard. So when Kyle Whittingham talked about A2, you mean A squared. Okay. All right. Fantastic. I think this is a great hire. And I know some of you Michigan fans think that I'm waiting to pounce on you guys. I hope that I've shown to you, like, seriously, I try very, very hard to be objective. You know who I root for. I'm never going to hide it. But I try very, very hard to be objective. That doesn't mean you're always going to agree with what I say. And we've found that out as well. But at the end of the day, let's think about where Michigan is right now, today. And I think most Michigan fans understand this. There are some that are going to deny it, but I don't think it's many. Okay? And Cam, you are a Michigan fan, so I'm going to use you as an example. Right now, the brand is bruised. It's bruised. Can you agree that without yelling at me and calling me hater and typical Sparty and all that immature shit? Right now, the brand is bruised. It's not broken. This isn't Brady Hoke. This isn't Rich Rod, which beget Brady Hoke. But it's bruised right now. And even back then, if people listen to me back then, I always said the same thing about Michigan back then. You're hibernating. You're just waiting for the right guy to come in, okay? And for a while, if we're being honest, it didn't look like even Jim Harbaugh was the right guy that came in. Right? If we're being honest about it, I think a high number of Michigan fans were probably done with the Harbaugh era after 2020. Fair statement? And then we know what happened in 21. We know what happened in 22. We know what happened in 23. All right? You have nothing to apologize for. I'm not going down that road. We all know what happened. You have nothing to apologize for. You won a national championship. Nobody's taking it away from you. Even if they tried to take it away from you, they can't go in your brain and take that out of your brain. It's impossible. You won the Natty. And if anybody's being honest, they would say the same thing that I've said. Yeah, I wish my school did that. I wish I had to live with the cat calls. I wish I had to live with people making Connor Stallions jokes. Or cheeseburger or whatever. I could live with that. Does that mean I get a national championship? Okay, I'm in. Sounds great. And that's why I got to be honest with you guys. I'll get to Kyle Whittingham in a second. I kind of laughed at the hypocrisy last year about Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State lost to you. Yeah, Ohio State didn't win the Big Ten. Ohio State won a national championship. Can I sign up for that too? Can I sign up for that? Okay, you don't beat Michigan as a Spartan. You don't beat Michigan, okay? Well, that sucks. Well, hold on, there's more. You don't win the Big Ten. Okay, that sucks. But you go win a national championship. I'm in. I'm in. Sign me up every day. Every single day, I am in. It's like 2021, right? Wow, Kenneth Walker really did a number on you guys. Hey, yeah, that sucks. Did you know that we won the Big Ten and we went to the playoff? That was cool. I mean, right? Which one would you rather have? So your brand is bruised right now, okay? There's a lot of crap flying around, not only your football program, but your athletic department. I'm going to be really interested to see what the next few weeks hold in regards to Ward Manuel. I am. I'm going to be really interested to see. I've heard there's some more stuff coming out. We know there's an investigation, blah, blah, blah. You know how all that crap works out, though. Until it's done, let's sit back and wait for all the facts, at least as we know them, to come out, all right? But I think even the biggest diehard Michigan fan could acknowledge that the past few months and the whole Sharon saga, not a good look. So what do you do? What do you do? You bring in a highly respected coach who has worked wonders at Utah for years. Wonders. A guy that even the guys in the college football elite that I know, like, really, really admire this guy. I've admired him from afar. I can openly admit it. I think the way he conducts himself, I think the way that everybody thought that Utah was going to fall flat on their face after Urban Meyer left, this guy has consistently put up damn good teams. And the Utah Utes 10, 11 years ago Didn't they come into Michigan and do a number on Michigan in like 2014, right? Well, it was funny back then, right? Utah, it shouldn't have been funny because they had been good already for about a decade. But as you know, college football mindsets, it takes a long time to change them. You don't just become a power. You have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And I remember having conversations like this with Michigan State fans back circa 2013. Remember the whole disrespect card? Well, it was great to do it once, but you know what you have to do? You have to follow it up and do it again. And sure, the next year, Michigan State, they didn't win the Big Ten. They finished a top 5 team. And then they won another Big Ten. But you know when people have to say that you're a power is when you keep doing it. When you do it year after year after year after year after year. Michigan State fell flat on their face in 2016. They kind of bounced back in 2017, and then things went south for the rest of the D'Antonio era. So that's what happened with Utah. You are not a college football fan if you're one of those people that talk about like Utah being cute. You aren't. I don't know how else to say that. You're somebody who is living by the way things were. Kyle Whittingham's record, Kyle Whittingham's reputation. Kyle Whittingham has been nearly spotless. And I mean that. And if you don't believe me, go look at the numbers the last 20 years. At Utah. Dude built a juggernaut. I mean that in all sincerity. Mad respect. So what better way to get things on track? What better way to turn the page from an era that a lot of people want to forget, okay? And we talked about it earlier this year, all right? Let's pretend for a second all the other stuff, the salacious stuff didn't happen. Never happened, all right? You guys knew this conversation was coming. This was a guy that was in over his head. And this is not hindsight being 2020. If you watch this show, we had this conversation, 2.5 months ago. I remember vividly where Cam is sitting right now. I looked at KG and I said, you understand you're going to have a conversation about this guy sooner rather than later, right? Like you get that, right? You didn't look like Michigan. You didn't. And when you played really good teams, you got exposed the last couple of years. The Ohio State game notwithstanding. Give credit where credit is due, especially going down there in the horseshoe, all right? But when you played really good teams, you got exposed. So in other words, you beat the teams that you were supposed to beat. And for the most part, you lost to the teams that people thought that you were going to lose to. I go back to the beginning of the season, and I know some of you got really angry at me for this. I said 10-2 with a loss to Ohio State. I thought you would beat Oklahoma. I missed on Oklahoma. I missed on their head coach. I thought Venable was a dead man walking. Obviously, that didn't turn out to be the case. Props to them. They went to the playoff. We know what happened, blah, 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 blah. But that was a better team than we thought, all right? But I looked at that Michigan schedule the exact same way before the season started. Hey, listen, this is a Michigan team that's probably going to beat the teams it should beat. I thought Oklahoma would be one of them. And lose to the teams that they should lose to. And I thought that Ohio State was one of them. And some of you got agitated at that. And if you remember, I said, it's a timeout. I got to call a timeout. You're mad at me because I think you're going to go 10-2 and go to the playoff? Really? Is that where we're at right now? And I'm not even saying you're a legitimate playoff team or anything like that. I applaud Michigan and anybody else. The way that college football is today, I applaud you for putting absolutely nobody on your schedule. Why would you? Why? The reality is the Oklahoma game probably cost you a playoff. Think about that. as disenchanted as you felt about this team, as this team seemed to be, if you had Northern Illinois on your schedule instead of Oklahoma, you're probably in the playoff. Even with your signature win being against Washington. Now, do I like that as a college football fan? Hell no. I don't. I like the big early games. I like that second week of September where you sit back and go, Pam, dude, do you see the 8 o'clock game? Do you see the primetime game on Saturday? Are you kidding me? Let me just, the Georgia taking on Ohio State. From the Horseshoe? Are you kidding me? All in. All freaking in. Right? Why would you do that now? I'm not being funny. Why on earth would you do that now? So this is where I go from being a college football fan to a fan of my school, okay? As a college football fan, well, it's great if you're doing that. You go play that game. As a fan of my school, what's the path of least resistance? Seriously, what's the path that's going to give me a chance to get into the playoff? And then anything can happen. Look what Indiana's done, man. And when they had to win a big game, they found a way to win a big game. And when the Big Ten championship came, to all the people that have made the cat calls for the past year and a half about them being a fraud, we saw what happened. Humbled Ohio State. Do you know what Michigan's window is? Now. Michigan's window is now. It is not next year. It is not 2 years from now. It is not 3 years from now. Okay? It is not, let's wait until Kyle Whittingham leaves Michigan. Okay? He's 66 years old. How long is he legitimately going to stay? Do you think he stays for this contract? I don't know. I don't know. I'm far from 66 years old, so I can't judge that. I know what happens with other coaches. And of course, there are always exceptions to the rule, right? There are always exceptions to the rule. This dude's just going to keep coming, even if he's more a ceremonial figure. Like Joe Paterno stopped coaching so many years before his career ended, it was funny. I used to make jokes all the time. Put a cardboard cut up on the sideline. That's Joe Paterno, all right? Same thing with Bobby Bowden. Do you legitimately think that Bobby Bowden was coaching those Florida State teams at 922 years old, Methuselah? That wasn't happening, okay? That stopped a long time ago. He was the ceremonial figurehead. You got a guy who's been at a place that was only going to allow him to go so far. And he took Utah about as far as you could take it. National prominence, some really, really good years, but the chances of Utah going out and winning a natty were slim and none. Can we all agree on that? Dangerous team, capable of knocking off the big boys along the way, but the chances of Utah, the Utes, going and winning a national championship were slim and none. Now he walks into a place that has a bunch of things at his disposal that he did not have at Utah. That has a bunch of money at his disposal that he did not have at Utah. That has a bunch of talent that he did not have at Utah. There's something to be said for the coach 'em up stuff. And this is why I've made this argument for years. The people that get themselves wrapped up in recruiting grades, I'm sorry, it makes me laugh. Now, hear me out. Would I rather have good recruiting grades? Of course I would. Of course I would. I would love everybody and their brother to talk about all the 5 stars I have, and we were ranked number 2 in the nation. We were ranked number 1 in the nation. We were in the top 5. Of course, of course, of course. Yes, 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 yes. But as I've reminded so many fan bases over the years. Ask Texas how that worked out for about 2 decades. Ask Brady Hoke how that worked out. I remember people taunting me as a Michigan State fan circa 2012, 2013. Well, you can't compete. Look at the recruiting class for Ohio State. Look at the recruiting class for Michigan. We're both top 5. You can't compete. You understand my point? And subsequently, if we're being honest, I didn't intend to go down this road, but I'll go down this road. Roads that make me look smart are roads I'll always go down, Cam. Jim Harbaugh. Think about the signing of the stars. Think about all those great top 10 recruiting classes, okay? How did that work out in the early portion of his regime? Now you compare that to what made up the 3-time Big Ten championship. And, oh, by the way, at the end of it, mixing in a national championship. Now, again, hear me out. Because you know what this always devolves into? Did you hear that moron on Woodward? He said that recruiting is useless. Never. Recruiting is vital. It is the literal lifeblood of your program. The recruiting grades have been bastardized. The recruiting grades have shown us definitively, and you are one of the prime examples, I might add, that doesn't always play itself out, right? You got to coach guys up. What does everybody say about Jim Harbaugh? When people start to take the Connor Stallion shots, what do people say about Jim Harbaugh? He started to coach them up. He got younger guys in here. He got young, hungry guys, put together a staff that coach guys up. Yes. Coaching still matters. Getting the right guy in there still matters. If getting the right guy in there still didn't matter, Brady Hoke might still have a job at Michigan. Could you imagine that? Because again, fact check me. Oh, he had a couple classes. The one class in particular, oh man, you're not going to compete with this. Wasn't that the Derek Green class? Remember the running back from Virginia, 5-star, can't miss? Remember that guy, Derek Green?
Derek Green.
Yeah, Michigan, exactly. That's what I'm saying. 5-star, can't miss. Oh my gosh, this guy's going to run roughshod over this conference. All right? So you know what you're getting in here? You're getting in here a guy who commands respect. You're getting in here a guy who has the respect of the collective college football nation. You're getting a guy in here that's going to stop the shenanigans that have been around the program for quite some time now. That's a win. That is an absolute win. Now, I don't know what the portal holds. I don't know how many guys are going to be leaving. I think we'll all find that out, what, next Saturday? January 2nd, right? Is that Saturday? No, it's Friday. Isn't Friday the 2nd? Yeah, we'll all find out January 2nd. Portal opens January 2nd. So we'll all find out how many guys plan on leaving. My guess, just a guess, is when Kyle Whittingham met with the players, my guess is a lot of dudes sat back and said, this guy's cool. And you know what else they did? Here, this is the cool thing about phones. I can reenact what I'm sure a lot of these guys did, all right? Simple Google search. All right, Kyle Whittingham. Let me look up Kyle Whittingham, all right? Oh, man, wait a second. Head coaching record, okay? Whoa. 107 and 88, 109 and 70, 10-win season, 10-win season, 10-win season, 11-win season, 10-win season, 10-win season, 10-win season, 13-0 season. Remember that team in 08? Yeah, I like it. And you know what you hear? You hear a lot of dudes like, who am I? I'm some dude in Michigan. I'm lucky enough to have a Heisman Trophy vote, okay? I'm just some dude in Michigan, though. But you hear from dudes who have that national cred that talk this guy up, that talk about this being a great hire. All right? And when I say great hire, I'm not even talking about wins and losses for next year. I think it'll be pretty good again. And I think that this guy is going to get the most out of this group. I'm talking about what Michigan needed right now. Michigan absolutely needed a guy that was going to come in here and show some stability. And what better stability than a guy that's been at Utah for 21 years? Who has respect from others around the nation. I hope being the key and operative word, I hope that we are finally entering a period of time, all right? Because it's been too few and far between, and more often than not, it's Michigan State's fault, if we're being honest, where you have legit guys at the head of the table for both the in-state programs. Because I mean it when I say it, I want both teams to do well. And you know why I want you to do well? I think you know the answer to that. So when we beat you, it feels better. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't feel as good when you pound your less than rival. It doesn't. I'm serious when I say that. The first time, like in 2013, the first drubbing, Michigan State fans needed that. You're going to have to forgive us, right? How often does Michigan State drub Michigan? It doesn't happen that often. So the first drubbing, I needed it. I think everybody needed it. The second drubbing, it was kind of like, okay, there's no hype for this game. Nobody's excited for this game. Even the biggest slapdick Michigan fan I know knows there's no way in Hades that Michigan is going to beat Michigan State tomorrow. And how many times have you seen that in the recent years? 2023, okay? What an awful game. Now, I know you guys loved it, and I'm not saying you should. The 49-0 game. But then you get the last couple of years, it's like, really? Is this what we're doing? I want the hype. I want Hate Week to be on fire. I do. I need Hate Week to be on fire. And it just hasn't been there. So I hope this is a prolonged period of time. And I'm not saying that, again, Kyle Whittingham's going to be there for a long time. But I think this is the right guy at the right time. And you can think about your long-term answer 3, 4, 5 years from now. You needed stability. You needed a name. You needed a guy that could get things right. And I think Kyle Whittingham's that guy. Cam, by the way, this week, I love it so much. I do. I love this week so much. And I'm not going to apologize for being I love bowl game guy. I'm not going to apologize for it. Like the fact that I can go home on multiple days and watch bowl games. Of course, Michigan in the Citrus Bowl, New Year's Eve. It's Michigan, Texas. What does it mean in the grand scheme of things? Nothing. You know it. I know it. I'm a firm believer, though. I think there's a big difference between saying my team won 10 games and my team won 9 games. Call me old school like that. I just do. I'm one of those guys. Yes, I think 10-3 looks a lot better than 9-4. Yes, I think beating Texas in the Citrus Bowl is something cool for the guys moving forward to some of the winter conditioning and everything. And then, of course, New Year's Eve, Miami and Ohio State. You're going to hate watch that, aren't you, Cam?
Let's go, Canes.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. And then you got the games on January 1. By the way, we are off January 1, just so you know. You guys will never know what it was like, some of the younger guys, when, like, January 1 was literally, I always used to say, it was the biggest man's day of the year. It really was. It was the biggest man's day of the year because you had nothing going on and you had bowl games literally starting at 11 o'clock in the morning, and then they layered them. Then you had another one starting at 11:30. Then you usually had one starting at 1. Then you had one starting at 2. Then you had the Rose Bowl kind of on its own at about 4:45, and then you had maybe a game or 2 at night. This younger generation will never understand how cool that day was. All right, we got to get out of here. Cam, thank you. We were pulling double and triple duty today. Cam was like doing the work of 3 men today, so I appreciate that. KG had the day off. He'll be back in tomorrow. Maz is off all week. JB will be back in as well. Keep it dialed in to Woodward Sports all day. Of course, Neil, and I think, is T-Foss in today? I think T-Foss is in today. All right, but Big D Energy coming up at 11. Of course, Braylon and Shep coming up this afternoon, 2 o'clock, and then the heavyweights as well. We will talk to you tomorrow, bright and early, 8 a.m. In the meantime, peace. Enjoy your Monday.